Welcome to episode 7 in the Amateur Expert series. Reminder, the host is no expert on the topic. Women are fascinating creatures, and communicating with them can be difficult for many guys out there. That's why I'm here to help, because I know how to talk to women. In fact, I'm even related to a few. And talking to women can be very intimidating, especially if you're trying to secure a date with one. And it's even worse if you find that woman attractive. So my goal is to simplify this whole process and help you learn how to get a girl's phone number so you can get more dates in the future. So first and foremost, and this likely goes without saying, but you're going to need to speak their language. And much of the world doesn't speak English, so you'll want to learn another language that is commonly spoken. And let's say maybe you have a type, like you like Latinas. Well then, you should probably learn Spanish or Portuguese. Being bilingual will allow you to speak with more women, which will open up countless opportunities to get their number. Next, setting matters. Ideally, you want to find single women when you're asking them for their numbers. And the good news is, a good portion of women out there are single. Studies show 52 to 66% of women aged 18 to 29 are single. And if you like them older than that, roughly 30% of women older than 30 are single. So you'll need to go to places where single women spend their time. So identify the places in your area that are more for couples and more for singles. And sometimes it's easiest to identify the places you don't want to be first. Let's start with grocery stores. Costco, Sam's Club, that's for people buying in bulk, with family-sized servings. Most women in Costco have husbands or wives, or have extraordinary appetites. Now the grocery stores better for single people would be places like Trader Joe's, maybe Kroger or Fred Meyer. Or if you have this type of money, you could try out Whole Foods. These are better because they offer single people serving sizes. Now when you're asking yourself, what setting should I go to meet single women? You should also consider asking yourself, what type of women am I looking to meet? Draw your ideal woman. Are you looking for a smart girl? Go to college, go to the library, maybe go to an organic chemistry class. Are you looking for someone who's fit? Well, go to the gym. Someone sexy? Go play pickleball. Hot girls love pickleball. Are you looking for a pretty girl that takes care of herself? Well, go to the women's public bathroom. They have plenty of reasons to be in the bathroom. You know, they have to do their makeup, powder their nose, redo their hair, or, just look in the mirror because they like looking at themselves. But they also have to go in there to pass gas. What do you mean? Pretty girls fart, Tyler? Is that true? Yes, of course. Pretty girls fart the most because they take care of their body. What does that mean? It means they have to eat more protein and fiber. And those types of foods lead to an increase in posterior emissions. Yeah, pretty girls. It's one of their downsides, They're always in the bathroom. Now on to eye contact. Women have heightened nervous systems that are finely tuned to identify any potential unsafe circumstances in their environment. So if you see a girl with their head down, they're not trying to talk to anyone. That's them in their shell of safety. Because they're always on alert, they're constantly examining the room looking for potential danger. So if you catch them looking at you once, that likely doesn't mean much, other than they're just scanning the room. But if you catch them looking at you more than once, that's their signal. Because women don't know how to communicate their wants and needs using words. Instead, they use other forms of communication, like gestures, physical touch, body language, eye contact, and so on. So if a girl looks at you more than once, that's their signal that they're interested. Oh, but side note, that doesn't give you the excuse just to stare down a girl that you're interested in. Then they may find themselves looking at you more than once because they feel like they have to keep an eye on you for safety reasons. Because a normal girl is going to think, if he's staring at me that intensely, he's probably planning to abduct me. So I got to keep an eye on him. And now, a word from our sponsor. And if you're tired of being alone and you miss the touch of a woman, the feeling of their warm, soft lips pressing up against yours, then I got the solution for you. This is warm coffee for lonely men. Who needs to cuddle with a woman in the morning when you have a warm cup of coffee that you can cuddle up next to? And unlike women, coffee won't break your heart. Trust me, this is what gets me out of bed every day. I look forward to feeling that warm, black coffee touch my lips each morning. It's the only thing that keeps me going. Warm coffee for lonely men. It's not sad, it's necessary. Who needs the warm touch of a woman when you got a warm cup of coffee to keep you company? And if you're interested in getting your own warm cup of coffee with no strings attached, comment below and I'll help you get started. Now it's all about the approach. Women don't speak unless spoken to, mostly. And they have to wait for outcomes to occur. They wait for life's action. For example, they wait for guys to approach them. They wait for guys to ask them out on a date. They wait for guys to pick up the bill and to commit to a long-term relationship. And they even wait for guys to propose to them. Once you've identified the woman has glanced in your direction multiple times, now's the time to make your move. But before approaching, you should probably know what women want. Statistics show that 86% of women want the man to make the first move. Yet 20% of women believe a man approaching a woman in any circumstance is considered harassment. So you will want to approach with your arms in the air, so they know that you are unarmed, and from a direct sight line. Don't sneak up on them. Remember, women want to feel safe, and if you scare them, you've already lost. That means no knives, no baseball bats, and no tire irons. Once you've decided to make your approach, you're going to need a conversation starter. And there's a wide range of these that are terrible to really good. Aim for average. There's a lot of talk about pickup lines, and you can try these, but I don't find these are very successful. Because women can pick up on disingenuous movements, and that's exactly what a pickup line is. It's like you're reading from a script and you're not an actor. But that's a good thing because you don't want to be an actor. Actors have terrible trouble finding and maintaining healthy relationships because they're too worried about being somebody else. They want to be liked by the masses. And you can be better. Instead, try something more genuine and authentic to the true you. I have a saying I live by, and it's when in doubt, you'll never regret telling the truth. Now, you don't have to be 100% truthful. Example of what not to do. I'm lonely and I haven't talked to a female woman that I'm attracted to in months. Until now. Thank you for allowing me to break this streak. You might be my only chance at love and I don't want to mess this up. Now you don't have to reveal all your feelings. Just give them a taste of your intentions. Your goals should be 1. Start a conversation. 2. Identify yourself. 3. Learn their name. And 4. Be identified as someone who is safe and not creepy. Now here are some bad icebreaker options. Hey, do you like sleeping?
Of course, I love sleeping.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. We should do it together sometime. So, you a single mother?
No.
Do you want to be? Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Oh wow, your hands look heavy. Let me help you hold them. And here are some good icebreakers. Hi, I'm Tyler. What's your name? Are you looking for someone to talk to? On a scale from 1 to 10, how interested are you in talking to a stranger right now? Quick trivia question for you. I'll buy you a drink right now if you can tell me which US state ends in the letter K. I'll give you some time to think about it. Hey, I think I'd like to get your phone number, but I would like to get to know you a little bit more. What's your name? And last but not least is attack. Go on the offensive and make your move to get their number. And it could be as simple as something like, "Hi, I'm Tyler. What's your name?" And they'll say something like Beyonce. And look at that. You've already accomplished 3 of the 5 goals. You've started a conversation, introduced yourself, and learned their name. Now all that's left is be identified as not creepy and to plan your attack to get their phone number. And these first steps are crucial in any interaction. And if you're more comfortable making friends, this is likely what you would do to start an interaction with any potential friend. So try to make the girl a friend before you attack. Now here are some topics to avoid talking about. 1. Your knife collection. 2. Your gun collection. 3. The coincidence that the last 2 girls you dated went missing for a prolonged period of time. Remember, girls want to feel safe. Oh, and if you want to know how you can avoid being identified as creepy, don't even worry about it. Just try to be yourself. Oh, and it helps to be attractive. Another side note, context matters. So if you find yourself in a place where conversation with strangers isn't usual, then you may need an explanation for why you've approached the girl. And this could be at, a grocery store, walking down the street, or maybe even at the gym. And here are some examples of how you could start the conversation. "Hey, I've seen you here before, and I just wanted to come over and say hi. I'm insert name. What's your name?" "Hi, I saw you from over there, and I thought you were cute, so I just wanted to come up and introduce myself. I'm insert name. What's your name?" But if you're at a gathering where mutuals are conversing, say at like a bar or at a party, then you can just treat it like you're about to talk to a friend, and you can just walk up and introduce yourself. And if the girl is with their friends or family, timing will be critical. And if they don't look in your direction or they don't seem interested in others at all, there's a good chance they probably don't want to talk to a stranger that day. And lastly, you have to plan your escape. And my advice is just keep it simple. Just say how the interaction made you feel and get the frameworks of a date initiated. And be honest, concise, and don't linger when you're going to say goodbye. "Yeah, it was nice meeting you." "Oh, sorry, I thought that was the right time. I'd love to get to know you more, and maybe we can grab coffee sometime." And I've used these tactics in my own life. In the past couple of months, I've gotten 2 different girls' numbers. One lived in my apartment complex, and I thought she was cute, but I didn't know if she was single or not. Until one day, we walked by each other in the street, she smiled at me and said hi, and I took that as a signal for me to make my move. So I introduced myself and asked if she could help me with something. And she asked what I needed help with. So I said I film comedy skits, and I was wondering if she could help me with one. And she said, "What was the skit?" And I told her, "I'm a knife salesman, and I approach strangers holding a really sharp knife, and they hand me their money and run away without even asking about our deal on knives." And I wanted her to be the character that runs away. And she wasn't too sure about it, but I still ended up getting her phone number. And she eventually ghosted me, and the date never happened. But it was still a learning opportunity. And the next girl's number that I got was in the grocery store. I saw her in the produce aisle, and I noticed she was staring at me several times. And I was like, "Oh, she's pretty cute." So once I finally worked up the courage to approach her, I just walked up to her and simply said, "Hi, my name's Tyler. What's your name?" And she told me her name, and I said, "Well, I just wanted to come over and introduce myself and say hi because I thought you were cute, and I was wondering if I can get your phone number." And it worked, and she gave me her phone number. And we chatted some more, and we eventually got in touch with each other. And this time, I kept the knife talk to a minimum. She ended up canceling the first 2 planned dates, and I just have too much self-respect. So after she canceled the 3rd attempt at the first date and ghosted me, that was it. She crossed the line at that point, and I just had to end it there. But we learn from our mistakes, and that experience will give us confidence in the future. And it also gives us important data that we can reflect on and learn from. And if you take anything away from this video, let it be this: women want to feel safe, so don't be creepy.
Thank you for watching another episode in the Amateur Expert series. Reminder, the host is no expert on the topic, so proceed with caution when following his advice.